Welcome to my closet. I don't want to say channel. I don't want to say room. Welcome to my closet. I have a green screen, you guys, and I cannot wait to use it. I had it from like 3 years ago, and I used it a few times to like show like some merchandise, and I would change the background. But luckily today is pretty decent back here. I mean, it looked a little crazy, but it's decent. So because it's decent, I think this background is kind of cool. So anyway, I guess just welcome and thank you for tuning in. So today we are going to talk about my podcast. But before I talk about my podcast, I want to say I posted a video about podcasting. Well, excuse me, I recorded a video about podcasting, and I recorded my screen on my computer, but for some reason the video won't come up. It's just audio, and I don't know why that's happening. But I definitely showed people how to aggregate device on the MacBooks, MacBook Pro, MacBook Airs. So you can pretty much, oh, something's in my eye. Oh, so you can oh my God, it's in my eye. Okay, let's cross-eyed for a second. All right, what was I saying? I'm tired, guys. Long night. I had a very long night. So with podcasting, you have to connect two mics, and it's very hard to connect two mics while still listening to your audio with your headphones on. So you have to go through this setting called aggregate device on your GarageBand, and it's very difficult. It can be very confusing, and I did this whole video on how to do it because that's like the one thing that everyone keeps asking about. And I actually went on YouTube randomly a week and a half ago, and I did a live for the first time. Well, not for the first time. It's probably like my 4th or 5th time doing it, but I did it, and I didn't even think anyone would tune in because although I have subscribers, people aren't getting notifications. But I guess these people are just on YouTube at the moment. So I did a live and we talked about the podcast. We talked about the setup and like what to get, what not to get. Excuse me, I burped. And I have a friend that also, she's about to get into podcasting, and her podcast is going to be about the youth and like basically like motivating children, people like children that have been through like traumatic experiences. And she's going to do this whole podcast. She's going to be interviewing people, and I can't wait for you guys to actually listen to it. So once she gets that set up, I'll be sure to like add her link and her information. But she was also a person that wanted to know about podcasting. So when I started podcasting, I didn't have anyone to really show me what to do, what not to do. I had no one to ask questions to. Well, does that make sense? Did I say that right? Anyway, I didn't have anyone that I can ask questions about podcasting. So I had to figure it out on my own. I had to do a lot of research. So basically all the stuff that I learned, I made a video showing other people how to do it. So once I figure out what happened with that, I will post it, and hopefully it'll help you if you're interested in podcasting and you're not really sure like what to do. I talk about like how to sign up, how to get your podcast on different platforms, and so on. So since I posted the other video, people were telling me they couldn't find my podcast. The reason why you can't find it right now is because I haven't updated it with any new audio. So once I do that, it'll start appearing on your search engines for different streaming platforms. So for right now, you probably won't see it. Some people were able to find it, some people weren't. But give me December when I start posting. You'll be able to find it and tune in. And I try to keep mine under 20 minutes because I feel like sometimes people zone out. So I try to keep it short and simple and sweet. So when you get a chance, you'll be able to hear it once I post it, and then you can give me your feedback. But pretty much I talk about everything on the podcast, from music to sports to my life to just almost anything, any and everything. Like nothing is really off limits. So tune into that. Now today, well, first of all, this is just going to be a vlog about today. So today I went to Sephora
And I went to Ulta, and I've been very upset because the Ulta by my house closed during the pandemic and they never reopened. So it went from temporarily closed to permanently closed. So now I have to go to the one in Midtown. And although I like it, I just prefer having one that's closer to me. Truth be told, though, there is one that's close to me, but it's just like in an area that I never really go to because it's like nothing is there but Target and like Buffalo Wild Wings and like Shop and Stop. Anyway, regardless, I never really have a reason to go there. So it's like, although this is kind of close, I don't like traveling to that one. So I prefer hop on a train and go to Midtown. So anyway, today they had a big sale in Sephora, and they also had a sale in Ulta. So I ended up grabbing a Sephora eyeshadow palette. It's like a brown, like different brown tones, because I had just bought a few other palettes, but I feel like I was lacking when it came to the color brown. So I definitely found a nice eyeshadow palette that had a lot of browns in it. So I got that, and I also got like a nude lipstick. And remind you, today it had 10% off and 30% off in Sephora. So I ended up buying the palette, then I ended up buying the lipstick, then I ended up buying, I think it was, what else did I get? Oh, I got like a lip liner, eyeliner, and then I went to Ulta. Then I got my Makeup Revolution concealers. I thought they were on sale for $3.49, but they weren't. So I grabbed like 3 or 4 of them, and I went to the counter, and she's like, oh no, they're like $8 each. So I was like, it's on sale. She's like, no, it's not. Something else that was in that place was on sale. They just didn't remove the sticker. So I said, okay, cool. Remove this, remove that, because it's like, even though I have the money to spend, I give myself like a budget. Every time I go shopping, I give myself a budget, and I don't like to go over it. So when I got there and I seen it went over my budget, I was like, nope, I don't need that one, because I actually was getting duplicates. So it's like 2 or 3 colors that I really like. So I just grabbed duplicates, so 2 of each. When she said they weren't on sale, I was like, take one back, take that back, take that back. But I did get some makeup sponges and stuff, because I really need those, and wedges. And then I also got like an ELF or ELF, whatever you like to call it, contour palette. For some reason, I love their blush palette. It has 4 colors. So I said to myself, like, let me try the contour palette, because before I had a contour palette and it was like these 2 shades of browns that they had, and I really liked it. And ironically, like, I used it to contour sometimes, but I ended up using it as an eyeshadow. I really love the color. So I'm hoping like this is like the same, because this was like 2-3 years ago, so sometimes formula changes, colors slightly change. So hopefully it does what it's supposed to do. So I went there, and as you guys know, Sephora has more of like the high-end stuff. Ulta has the high-end stuff, plus the drugstore brands and lower-end brands. And then you can find, like, you know, a lot of the influencers have collaborations at Ulta, and they also have some with different brands at Sephora. But I feel like Ulta just gives me a really good variety, because sometimes I don't want to buy the $30 lip liner or eyeliner. I want to buy the $4.99 one. So to have that kind of variety in a store is always like super helpful for me. I will say this though, like, I really hate that MAC is trying to be MAC again. I'm gonna tell you what I mean. So for a long time, MAC was like the go-to thing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm 35. So when I was in high school, I would always go to MAC. I feel like I got the same lipstick, the lip gloss, and it was like a certain eyeshadow I used to get, but I felt like I got the same stuff all the time from there. But then when I started seeing other brands starting to emerge back in high school, I think it was like NYX was getting popular. What else? There was something, oh, Wet n Wild started doing a thing. So it was just all these other brands that had like so many amazing like products and colors and such a variety. Even Revlon and CoverGirl, all those drugstore brands like stepped it up, and then it was like MAC became like nothing to me. So with that being said, MAC at one point, they used to be at the other beauty supply stores, not like the local beauty supply store, but they used to be like at Sephora once upon a time. And then they started expanding their own store back in the days, and then it was like, MAC had their own store, so they didn't have to be in no other store. I think they regret it because all these other brands stepped up and they started selling their stuff in Sephora and Ulta. And I think people go to these drugstores more, these beauty supply stores more because of variety. So now I noticed that Ulta has MAC in there, and MAC has like a little counter, and I guess they have like their best or their most selling items in there. Like, it's not like the actual MAC store where you have like everything, but they do have a decent variety. And it's like when I go there and I look at it and I'm just like, it's cool, but I'm like, this is not it for me. Like, I want to go to Too Faced. I want to go to Kylie Cosmetics. I want to go to NYX. I just feel like MAC is not bringing it like they used to bring it. I feel like MAC had their good moments when they collaborated with like Nicki Minaj and like all these other people once upon a time. Is this recording? Oh, okay. Because I'm looking and it did not move. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm talking, it's not recording. So I just feel like they had their moment and then it's just like left. And it's like looking at their products in the store compared to all the other products in the store, it doesn't make me want to buy anything from them. It's just like Morphe, they just have all these cool collaborations, and all these different brands have so many like new and innovative products, so MAC just is not doing it for me. I don't know, they're just not it. So anyway, I went on this whole MAC rant. So aside from that, I also went to H&M because I wanted to get some thigh-high socks, or knee-high socks rather. So I actually got knee-high socks that go to my knees, and I got over-the-knee socks. So I plan to wear that with like a skirt or a dress or with some boots. I'm trying to get like some fall wardrobe going right now because I feel like I don't have anything. So yeah. And as far as the hair goes, I actually use my wavy curlers because I just got sick of it being straight. So I like did a little something. It looked better earlier because it had a little sheen to it. Now it's like not looking like that, but I like the body, the bounce of it. So I did that today. I was like, let me get the wave little curl line going because I really was just like, the straight just wasn't doing it. So that's how my day was. I went to Starbucks and that was about it. I don't think, oh no, I went to Target too. I was trying to find some stuff in Target. I didn't see anything. I wanted to go to JCPenney's. I didn't get a chance to go. Got caught in a thunderstorm, so that was whack. But yeah, so that's pretty much what the day was like. And I should have had my products together so I can like show you what I got, but I put everything up, so I kind of just wanted to stay there because I don't feel like taking it all out now. So okay, so maybe I should get into a quick story time. So last night was really crazy. I had like the longest night. I couldn't sleep. I was on the phone and you know what? I don't even want to get into the story. It's like when I think about it, I get so sad. So it just was a bad conversation. I'll just say that much. It was a bad conversation. Afterwards, I couldn't sleep. So when I finally did go to sleep, I ended up oversleeping and I woke up like after 10 o'clock, which wasn't my plan. I wanted to go to a funeral this morning. I missed it. So it's just like my day started off kind of bad, but I tried to make the best of it. Oh, and another thing I did today too, I went to Bryant Park because I love the Winter Festival. I don't even think it's a festival. It's like a winter market. It's like my thing. I go there every year at least 80 times before the weather gets warm. I love it there. I kind of made a tradition out of it. Like every year or so, I have like, I don't know, I link up with some of my friends there. So yeah,
So I did that, but I did it solo. I did it solo last year too. So yeah, it doesn't feel like a tradition anymore. But yeah, so let me get back to the phone call. In the phone call, like, I don't know if he was like just in his feelings or what, but he said like the most hurtful things. He told me how he doesn't care anymore. He told me like I don't need to date nobody, and I don't know, it just was like, it wasn't so much the things he said, it was how he said it. Like, I'm so sickening and this and that. And I felt really I felt really hurt. And then it was like I tried to be really strong, like I didn't want to cry or anything, but I did start to cry. Like I can tell that he knew my voice was changing, like maybe like trembles or something. Like, you know how that is when you're about to cry. I guess your words, you just kind of sound different. So he was like, yeah, cry, like all you do is cry. And I'm just like, in that moment I realized like he doesn't get me, like he doesn't understand me, he doesn't understand my trauma, he doesn't understand like my strength, because all the things I've went through, I don't think people would even like, I feel like if anybody was in my shoes, they would have killed themselves already, like, honestly. So every day when I wake up and I can start my day and I get outside and I do what I need to do, I like don't give myself enough credit, because it's like I know other people that could be in my shoes right now, they wouldn't even wake up and try to strive and do what they got to do for the day. Like, they would completely fall apart. So he doesn't understand that about me. So it was like, no matter how bad my night was and the things he said to me today, I knew I was gonna be strong, get out there, do what I need to do, not feel down, not feel battered, and just like, you know what I mean? So with that being said, he definitely hurt my feelings. He said like a lot of awful things. He didn't apologize for it. And honestly, I don't want him to apologize for it, because I know in reality he really feels like that. So I feel like you don't have to apologize for feeling how you feel. It is what it is. No matter how hurtful it is, like, you don't have to apologize to me, because I forgive you even without the apology. Because if I have to continue my days being upset and angry with a person, it's not worth it for me. Like, it's draining, and I'm just not a evil, awful person. So my heart is just like, my heart is different. My heart is very pure, and because of that, I can't hold like some strong animosity. Like, I can't do it. Like, if a person wants to choose to hate me is fine. Like, I gotta accept it, and that's it. So once I got off the phone with him, I cried for like 1 second. Like, I instantly stopped myself, because I'm like, what are you crying for? Like, life has not been easy for me. Like, I have been through far more worse things than that. Like, I've had people say things to me that was so utterly disgusting that I'm like, this is nothing compared to what people have said to me in the past. So it hurts because it came from this particular person, but I've heard worse. So I got myself together, and I'm like, you're not crying. You're not crying about this. You're going to go to sleep, and which I couldn't sleep. But no, I had to give myself some affirmations, because I deserve that. You know what I'm saying? I deserve to better myself. Like, I deserve to pat myself on the back and just be better. Like, I'm in therapy, so I don't want to fail at being a better human being. Like, so many times I know better and I don't always do better, even with how I react to things. So this time I was just like, I cannot, I don't want to disappoint myself. And I know people probably think like, what do you mean disappoint yourself? It's like when you're trying to make progress and you're trying to better yourself, every time you do something that you know you shouldn't do, it's like, it makes you feel awful. It makes you feel awful for your behavior, but also awful because maybe how you made someone else feel. So for me, I try to get myself together and just, you know, and just like don't want to disappoint myself anymore by my behavior and my actions and reactions. I just can't do it. So, and I think if I hadn't gone back to therapy 2 weeks ago, I feel like that conversation would have went a whole nother different way. And I had to keep telling myself, like, all the awful things that he said to me, I would repeat them to myself, because I know it probably sound weird, but when he was like, I'm like, yeah, paint me the monster, he was like, you're a bitch, you're a fucking bitch. And I was like, yes, I'm a bitch. Yes, I'm a fucking bitch. Yes, I am a monster. Yes. All right, guys. My battery died. My battery died. So, what was I saying? I think I'm changing this. So, I think I should close this video out right now. Trying to think, was there anything else I missed? I'm not quite sure. I'm surprised no one has called me since I've recorded, because every time I'm recording, my phone rings and it's like no one called. So anyway, you guys, let me see something. So anyway, this video just went all over the world. It really did. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And make sure you hit subscribe so you can get notifications of all my upcoming videos. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.